welcome to today's preschool Bible lesson. I'm so happy that you decided to tune in. There's something special we're talking about in this series, and it's a little something called gratefulness. There is so much to be grateful for in our lives. In our last video, we learned that gratefulness takes faith. Today, we're going to see that gratefulness not only takes faith, but it also multiplies. Let's jump into our story.
This is the story in the Bible when there was a crowd of people following Jesus for 3 days without food. They were super hungry. So of course, like any other nice gentleman, Jesus said, "Let's feed these people." When Jesus said this, his disciples, who were some of his closest friends, looked at him like he was crazy. They said, "How are we going to feed these people? We don't have any food to give them, and we don't have any money to buy food for them either." Jesus saw this as an opportunity to teach the disciples a little something about being grateful and trusting God. Jesus responded to them and said, "What do we have?" They counted up the food they had, which was only 5 pieces of bread and 2 fish. That was not enough to feed the hundreds of people that were following Jesus. But Jesus was not worried one bit. Now, listen into this next part. Here is where it gets really good. Jesus took the tiny amount of food that they had and lifted it above his head and prayed to God, saying, "Thank you, Lord, for this food that we do have." When he thanked the Lord for the small basket of food that they had, he began to break up the pieces of food and handed it to the disciples to give to the crowd. As Jesus handed them the food, soon, one small basket of food became enough to feed everyone who was there and still have leftovers. 12 baskets of leftovers to be exact. What looked like wouldn't be enough ended up being more than enough after Jesus had gave thanks for what he had.
Wow, Jesus believed that God was the provider, which was what we learned in our lesson last week. Gratefulness takes faith. He began to hand out the food to every person. There was not one single person that was left without food that day, which is today's lesson. Gratefulness multiplies. Say it with me. Gratefulness multiplies. Jesus took what he had in his hands and was grateful for it, and from that, God multiplied the food. I know I would have been grateful to be one of those people that day. I'm so grateful God provides. This brings us to our memory verse for this month. Check it out. Hey guys, welcome back to Memorizing with Mel. I don't know about you, but after hearing about Jesus and how he was able to feed everyone got me really hungry. Hey, before we do our memory verse, let's get up off our seats and shout our favorite food. Everyone, on a count of 3, let's do it together. 1, 2, 3. Pineapple pizza with sprinkles. It is just so good. Okay, everyone, let's get up and do our memory verse. Here we go. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Whoa! I can tell you've been practicing your memory verse. Let's do it one more time. Give thanks to the Lord, for he is good. His love endures forever. Perfect. Well, I'm off to get my pineapple pizza with sprinkles. Have a great week.